Anything you hear in music, melody, chord progressions, is all voice leading. It's all sonic movement, notes moving to other notes. Chord progressions specifically, if you have a chord, just say this is a chord, root 3, 5, and this is another chord. When you stop playing this chord and you start playing this chord, there's a relationship, right? There's a distance between these notes and there's a direction that the notes have moved, right? So voice leading is really about distance and direction. Some chord progressions can very, very strongly suggest sonic direction, but being able to control this can bring some real sonic sophistication to your rhythm playing. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Today you will learn how to control sonic direction. Now, sonic direction is very easy to explain. We're either moving up in pitch or moving down in pitch. Sonically, those are the only two directions we can go, right? Up or down. So I'm going to show you how this works on the guitar, on the fretboard, and I'm going to show you how to control it. And once you get that kind of control and you can start to manipulate the sonic direction of chord progressions specifically, you can start making very interesting choices that really start to define a level of sophistication in your chord progressions. Let me show you how it works. Let's start controlling sonic direction in our chord progression. The chord progression at the top is just G, A, B. And you can see I'm just using bar chords here. That's how, sort of like the chord progression is suggesting it goes G, A, B. It's suggesting an ascending direction, right? Three major chords, very, very easy. Let's look at the voice leading here. I'm just going to go up to the B string here. I'm not going to use the E string. Listen to the top note. And the next note in the chord. And the next one. You get the idea. They're all moving in the same direction and they're all moving by the exact same distance, a whole step, right? You're hearing each one of these just move up one whole step. And this whole idea of G, A, B suggests an ascending voice leading, right? It suggests that direction. The second example I played at the top, I took the same exact chord progression, but instead of playing the G down here as a bar chord with the root on the E string, I changed it to a bar chord with the root on the A string up here at the 10th fret. Use the same A, but when I go to the B, I also use an A string bar chord here on the 2nd fret. So now listen to the voice leading now. That's that top note on the B string. Right, now listen to the next note in the chord. These are all descending. Much more interesting voice leading, right, than the parallel voice leading that's going up, right? All of this voice leading is going down. We've changed the sonic direction. Going down, right? Descending. The next example I used in the top was triads. And here I'm using a G triad up here, going down to the A triad that's just on the 5th fret here, and the B triad that's on the 4th fret. So this is G, A, B. All of these voices are also moving down, but the voice leading is a little more tight. Now that we have triads, these are much more flexible and we can move them around in much higher fidelity than the big old bar chord that's up here. This G chord right here, and the A chord, and the B chord are all very, very close together. So now listen to the voice leading here. And then here. There's half steps in here as well. Here, listen to the last note. Very interesting voice leading now. Much more sonically interesting than going up, where everything's parallel, right? These are different voices moving at different distances and all descending. Lastly, I want to show you this idea of changing the voicing during the bar. In other words, we're playing G to A to B, right? But what I'm going to do is play G, and then just before I switch to the A, I'm going to use a higher voicing of G to voice lead back to the A. And here's how that sounds. G, G, A, B. So now you're hearing this. Really sophisticated voice leading now. We're jumping back and forth. There's multiple directions as well as multiple distances happening. Very, very interesting. This type of thing is what starts to make your chord progressions and your chord voicings sound much more interesting. Okay, there it is. Controlling sonic direction in a chord progression. We saw how that parallel voice leading, these notes, moving up a whole step to these notes, moving up a whole step to these notes is very predictable. It's very solid and stable sounding voice leading, but it can be very predictable. And sometimes you want something different, right? And we saw even with just the bar chords, just changing sonic direction, changed which note was on top. Sometimes it's the third, sometimes it's the fifth, right? Which gives the chord a different sonic personality, right? And then suddenly you're changing how the chord progression actually sounds. You should try this idea out on songs you already know, and specifically ones you might be a little bit bored with. This could breathe some new life into them. You know, just changing the sonic direction from the thing that you've always been doing or the way you've learned the song. Try something different and see if it doesn't spark some new interest into your chord progressions. A great example is if you have a song that has 2 verses and then a chorus, like many songs do. Consider changing the sonic direction in that second verse, or leading, maybe the second half of the second verse, leading up to the chorus, right? Creating some different movement right before the other part of the song comes by. You're really preparing your audience to hear something different, and you'll really hear the difference. It really does change things quite a bit. I hope you enjoy this. I hope this is useful and you find this interesting. I've tabbed it all out. The tabs are on Patreon, and that's linked in the description below. Head on over there if you like the tabs, and any support there is greatly appreciated. Good luck with this. I hope you have fun, and I'll see you next time.